Good morning, everybody, and thanks for stopping in. This is Crumbleweed 420. We are here this morning again to see what happens. I decided to come on back up again this morning, have a little fun with things, have a great conversation with all you people, and get things going. I'm going to sit here and do a little housekeeping where I'm waiting for people to come up, and we will go from there. But once again, hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and I appreciate all of you. Now, time for me to grind up some weed. So we are ready for today. I got my nice, I don't know what you want to call it. It's my cannabis shirt, one of my cannabis shirts on. It's a little over the top, but that's okay today. We'll spread the wealth a little bit. Big Nug, good morning. How you doing today? Getting ready to grind up some weed, so I'm all set for the morning. Though I don't know how much I'm going to need. Let me see. I wrapped 2 pre-rolls up, packed out 2 bowls, so I got them ready to go for the side. Got the dab rig set, so I think we're going to be good. I'm doing pretty good, Big Nug. I really am. Got some sleep last night. Wife's getting ready to head off to work soon. I got some great news about her and her job coming up later that I'll share with everybody. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. A lot of good stuff going on. Going to be grinding up some Master OG this morning. We have the industrial. JC, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for stopping in. These are a lot of larfy buds in this one, so I don't know how much I'm going to be showing any of it off, but let me turn some of it down, take some of my hippie trim off from it. And we'll see if I can get a good picture of it. Again, put this stuff up, planning to use it for edibles and stuff like that, and for pressing. And just at a point now in between my grow and between what we have left from last year's harvest that let me flip this on real quick. There we go. Not the prettiest in the world, but there we go. That's a little the Master OG. The stuff grinds up really purple. It's pretty tasty. Kavort, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are doing fantastic. Well, I'm doing fantastic. I hope everybody else is doing fantastic. That was a silly move. I just cleaned a whole bunch of stuff. All the sugar leaves that I picked off from that hippie trim. And yeah, I threw it on my grinder. Like in the part where the weed gets ground. So I don't know what the hell that was all about first thing this morning, but I guess we will get by it and rally ahead. How's everything in your world this morning, Kavort? Hopefully good. Hopefully you're not working too hard. Tired? Yeah. I said I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, but I feel pretty well rested. I know day before yesterday, that 9 hours that I was out and about, 3 of which were just riding in the car, that was a little brutal on me. I can honestly say I didn't enjoy that much as I thought I would. I'm sure part of it was, as I said, I went to go see an off-Broadway show, and it wasn't my cup of tea. It was the off-Broadway called Top Hat. It's like music from Irving Berlin and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And yeah, just wasn't my cup of tea, as I said. Don't get me wrong. I like Broadway shows and stuff like that. I like all different genres of music and whatnot. But yeah. Yep. So let's see what we got here now that we're all ground up. Looking pretty good. This is the Master OG. It's almost a purple in color. A lot of darkness in it. I like it. Like it a lot. That was one of the one of the two Master OGs that I planted, both of them this year turned, I can't even explain how purple they were. They were so purple, they were almost black, which is different. Different indeed. Never had genetics express themselves like that before. So, but even though I grew both those in different tents, it they both turned purple. So it's just different. It does smell awesome. It's got that kush smell to it. There's a little very subtle fruitiness, a lot of gas to it. Uh, yeah, it's good. It really, really is good. So what's everybody going to be smoking on this morning? I'm just curious. As I said, I'm going Master OG, and I'm probably going to fire up one of those pre-rolls that I got, the jetpack ones. Show you those again. Wow, that's bright light. Holy smokes. Doesn't want to focus in too good on it, but this is wrapped in diamonds and keef. The first third of it is regular weed. Second third is all concentrates, and the last third of it is pure keef. So that's another nice one too. So far, I haven't been able to sit down and kill a whole entire one all at one sitting by myself. Man, they just knock you for a loop. Paranormal, cheers, buddy. Absolutely. Thanks for swinging in. I appreciate you showing up from work. So that's cool. Thank you. Thank you. Nice, Kavort. I've heard different reasons for why we get purple in our plants. A lot of people tell me that it's because of stress. Well, let's think about it. How could I duplicate the same identical stress in two tents, in two complete different parts of the house? Temperatures were different in both tents because one I run in my basement, and it's a pretty consistent temperature down there, whereas upstairs I'm pushing higher temps. So yeah, it's interesting. I like seeing the purple in the plants. You start seeing it on the stem. But yeah, I would say that the wind and like that definitely has something to do with how our plants stress. Jack, what's going on, Jack? Jack, how come you're in here and you're not a moderator? I think we got to fix that. There we go. Now you can sub up to other people that you're not subbed up to. You can also greet and welcome people as they come into the room, because I really like that in our channel. That way, people feel included and part of the whole group. Again, having the rent, you have the ability to help us deal with trolls should they grace us with their presence. And I just ask that we, gently escort them to the door. And most of all, have fun into here. Have a lot of fun. That's what we're here for. You guys all participate, and it's great. I mean, we're sitting here at 5 minutes to, I don't know, 5 minutes to 6. We got 11 people in the room. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. Keep your eyes wide open. That's it. We did have one the other day. It was fun. I say it was fun. It wasn't anything horrific. They were just dropping a bunch of silly stuff into the spam. Sauce, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you here. Huh. I'm really wondering if we should, we'll wait till 6 o'clock and then we'll do our first rips. And then I will, I don't know, get on with a little bit of my night, some other things. And then, oh yeah, I know how that is, Kavort. Look, already I have that, and I've got another cup on standby out in the kitchen. I can just go hit the Keurig button when I'm out. Oh, thanks, Jack. Thanks. I appreciate it. As I said, I want to have some fun with this. I mean, I really do, but I want to see if we can do a better job of being there for each other and helping to grow this community. There's so many different aspects of this community. You drink a pot and 2 cups. Holy shit, what do you got? Just a handle on the carafe from it? That'd be pretty funny, to tell you the truth. It's like my dad. He gets up at like 4:45 and he tells me he has 4 cups of coffee before 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, Jesus, I wonder why you got problems with your kidneys and a bunch of other stuff. Almost. All right, Paranormal. Once again, thanks for swinging by. We will all stay safe and you have a great day. We will catch up with you later because I'm sure we'll see you on. So, all righty. Thanks. Hey, thanks, people, for hitting that like. I appreciate it. Brad, good morning, brother. How you doing? Thanks for swinging in. We're gonna round up at 6 o'clock, and that's when we're gonna hit our first bong rips or dabs or whatever you guys are all gonna be smoking on. And I think it's just a great way to start our day. This was the first time that I planned out a chat the night before, threw it in. So, I don't know what happens with that. I don't know if people get notifications when like right when I do it, or if they get another one in the morning when I actually go live. I don't know. But I figured I'd try it out and see what happens. I mean, I guess I'd consider it to be kind of like advertising. You're advertising that your channel's going to do something at a certain time. And I guess as long as you show up, it's not a problem. Oh, you got gummies, JC? Nice. Nice indeed. I usually take the gummies that are, I don't know, I call them the garbage pail gummies, as awful as that sounds. But I've been educating myself on a multitude of different things lately. One of them is those gummies, and I order them from everything 420, but they're generally anywhere from 650 to 1,000 milligrams. And I'd gotten to a point where I was gnawing on one or two of those, and it's pretty enlightening high. But my daughter the other day hands me a bag of gummies. She's like, "Hey, try one of these. They're supposed to be pretty good, 50 milligrams each." So, like the responsible person, instead of eating the whole bag, you leaving, hon? Hi, love you too. That was Mrs. Crumbleweed heading off to work. She didn't want to come over and give me a kiss goodbye because she didn't want to be on camera. That's fine, though. I get that. I get that indeed. So, yeah, back to the gummies. These 50 milligram gummies, I take one. I'm tooling around, didn't think much about it. I mean, because I'm used to eating so many milligrams, I was going to eat the whole bag, but I said, no, I'll just have one. I will tell you, that one gummy was pretty damn impressive, and it was vegan. It does look like a Christmas shirt, but instead it's my little cannabis leaves on here. I don't know where the hell I got it. I just thought it would be a nice, bright, jovial shirt for me to have. Well, not bright. The thing's fucking black, but just something different to wear, something to represent the cannabis a little bit. So, yeah. I had a worse one I was going to wear actually this morning, but that one was black and pink. I thought that would be too much. Hey, good morning, Frank. Thanks for swinging in. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Cavort and Big Nug. I appreciate it. Again, I don't know how YouTube works with all their shit. I just learned posts the other day. I just learned how to do shorts the other day. You know, I'm getting there. I like it that you guys are. I didn't do a mess with the police here. I bet you would, Cavort. I bet you would. Hmm. Oh, I'm not paying attention, people. It is 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock, I think we're going to take some rips. And yeah, Frank, my morning is going fantastic. Got up on time. Everything's plugging along. Grow and grind. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Appreciate you a great deal. Well, I say let's do some bong rips, people. I've got the Master OG into here. Let me know what you're smoking on, and let's do this up for right now. There's nothing the matter with that, Jack. You guys come in, hang out, listen, do your stuff in the background. It's a beautiful thing. Jelly donuts. Excuse me. Broke my own rule. There was no sip before I ripped, so now I pay the price of coughing my head off for a minute. Frank, you got dropping cookies concentrate. Nice. All my bongs are packed. That's awesome. I did that this morning. Packed up a couple of bowls, rolled a couple of pre-rolls, have a couple of pre-rolls that were, dispo purchases that are pretty cool. I like that, JC. That is a good plan. See how long I can lay around. I like that sometimes. I like it a lot. I seem to spend a great deal of my time between taking care of the house, and the most of it is out in the garden, out in the grow. You know, I've got my I've got all my seedlings going in here, which I didn't post in my video yesterday, but they're doing fantastic. Maybe I'll just pop a short on them or something like that, and then in my next big video I'll include them. So that might not be a bad thing. Might not be a bad thing at all. But hey, Frank, congratulations, 10 years. That's a milestone. That's a real milestone. That's a beautiful thing. Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. I always joke about it that I've been married for 40 years just to three different people. It happens. But my wife and I now been married for 13 years. We've been together for almost 15. So that's good. That's good. She's my ride or die. It's a good thing to have that in your life. And if you don't, we're probably going to talk about that a little bit today because, you know, maybe in a little bit, I'd like to bring up the topic of, as I said in my description, life is hard, man. It sucks sometimes. We got a lot of things going on. We got our regular life, our work life, our, normal things that bother us day in, day out. And then, here, let me catch up in the chat and then I'll continue on with that. Oh, you're trying to catch the hummingbird in a video that visits you. You know what? My sister recently got me a new bird feeder, and because I have one already by BirdFi that has a webcam built into it, takes pictures of all your birds, tells you what they are. She bought me the hummingbird one, and I'd been concerned that I didn't really have any hummingbirds because I only saw like one. Well, we put this thing up, and next thing you know, I'm getting like 120 sightings of hummingbirds a day. Now, I'm sure they're the same hummingbirds, but it's pretty cool. I mean, there's three different kinds, but they're in and out of the feeder all the time, and it's nice. It's relaxing, and all the birds are my IPM. So, what do we got here? Been with the same one 13 years, married for 11. Nice, Cavort. Grow and grind, 36 years. You are the rock star for marriage. Let's go. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, JC. That is cool if the hummingbirds come by every day. That is. I like it. I didn't think I'd be such a bird fool, I guess you'd call it, and I'm not overboard. I've just got, I don't know, like 5 feeders, 2 hummingbird feeders, a whole bunch of suet things. But as I said, the birds that come in that side of my yard, we have somewhere between 800 and 1,000 visits a day over there, and they IPM the shit out of my plants, which is great. I mean, everything from sparrows to the hummingbirds to grackles, wrens, cardinals, blue jays, a little bit of everything. Yeah, Frank, I get that. I get that indeed. But you're together and you're celebrating an anniversary, and there's a lot to be said for that. There really, really is. You know, time for a little coffee. Wet my whistle a little bit. Kind of leaning towards taking another bong rip in a second or lighting a blunt. Very true, grow and grind. Very true. Oh, that's nice, Frank. 150-gallon fish tank. Sweet. Now, what you need to do is you need to make sure you're taking that water out and saving it for fertilizer because there is nothing better than the quote unquote fish shit. I don't know if any of you have ever used that fertilizer before. It's a little on the pricey side, but it does work. It makes me turn around and want to get fish tanks again or a fish tank again. So I have that resource of not having to pay through the eyes for it. Oh, awesome, Frank. Awesome. Growing tomatoes. Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure Scotty 420 does. And I'm trying to think of who else. His name used to be Frank from the Canna Lounge. Don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's breeder, genetics, does a lot of cool stuff like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he does as well. I get that, JC. That's fair, Frank. That is. I don't remember where you're located. Is legal there? Of course that's you, Frank. Am I right? Am I other Frank, Blue Magic Frank? You use water from your fish tanks, don't you? Oh, you're in Georgia, Frank? Okay. I just changed to the miracle to troll people. It's all right, Frank. I understand. I understand. Yep, that I do. So let me delve backwards a little bit, and I started cichlids. That's what I use. Okay, nice, nice. I used to have tanks long time ago, probably 30 years ago, and I had a big 50, which I know isn't anything. No, I had 100. My 50 I had saved just to use for my feeder fish because I had two big Oscars and a red devil in the tank. My Oscars were both about 16, 17 inches long, and my red devil, it actually came in a bag of feeder goldfish. Funny story with that. Put it in my tank, had no idea it was what it was. Next day I got up and the majority of my fish were either dead or had bites missing out of them. So I learned quick that had to be isolated. But once I had the 100-gallon tank, something happened and one of my kids dropped a gallon of milk on the floor in the kitchen. And I just looked at it and said, that's a huge freaking mess. And I was thinking with four little kids, I definitely didn't want to have somebody throw something through the front of it. So I turned around and retired my tanks. Cass Rose, what's going on? Thanks for swinging in. Appreciate you being here. I like this. I think this is a pretty good time to come up in the morning. Got a great crew of people that are in here, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I love seeing everybody support one another. It's great. As I said yesterday, and I'm sure the day before, and every time that I get on here, we got a great community that helps one another out. Oh, Jess, you are smoking one already. Well, we just fired up about 10 minutes ago, but I am sure that nobody will have an objection to us firing up again. So I'm going to be smart this time and take a moment, have a little coffee, and then sip before we rip again. Hey, barbecue's not a bad idea. A little 14.95 grill do the trick. I'm seeing this grow and grind. I am. Rabbit. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure, Rabbit. As I said, there's a part of me that thinks that I should just go back to having a small one. It can't hurt. Cannot hurt. I could take a smaller tank and I could probably handle my indoor grow with it, and that'd be pretty cool. Be pretty cool indeed. Yeah, I like also with the mornings that there's a couple people whose lives I go to that are on like 9 o'clock and stuff like that. And it's great. I mean, 9 o'clock in the morning. So when I finish mine up, I can turn around and tell people, hey, such and such is going to be on. Make sure you swing by their channel because they're great people. They really are great people, fun to kick back with. Zadanese, what's going on? How's it going? Well, thank you, Grow and Grind. I appreciate you being here. I know I've only stopped into your lives a couple of times, but it's been great. It's been super great. It's a nice time. It's good to kick back and relax and listen to people talk and contribute and feel like you're a part of something. I think there's a lot to be said for that. Raid the channel. There you go. Raid the channel. All right. Well, people, I'm going to do another bong rip right now. If everybody's down for that, I'm smoking on some Master OG. Let me know down in the chat what you're smoking on and whether it's bong, joint, concentrates, gummies, whatever. Getting ready to move, so no Saturday lives for a couple of weeks. Well, that's okay. Just think of all the great stories and cool stuff you're going to have to tell us when you come back. It's a beautiful thing. Cheers, everybody. Nice, Jack. Well, Hayes Cavort, beautiful. Oh, Blue Magic, Frank, you dropped down to a 35 gallon? Okay. Is that the one that sometimes you show your stream through? I just wondered. It's kind of cool. I like seeing the fish swimming by your plants. It makes me laugh. Oh, you got the duckfoot mutt you're smoking on this morning? Nice. Nice indeed. There are all sorts of cool channels on here. Flying Monkey Blueberry Gummy. Okay, I'll take that. If you don't mind me asking, what company is that from, JC? Okay, cool. Oh, I know something else that I forgot to mention while I got you guys all in here. I'm kind of a little bit all over the place. That's how my lives are if it's your first time being in here. Big shout out to all you guys. Because for those of you who don't know it, I hit 400 subs yesterday. And that completely is blowing me away. Because I came on here to do nothing but show my grow and have a good time. Shit, I didn't expect to get freaking 10 subs, much less 400. So, just a big thank you to you guys. I know I talked a few lives ago that if that ever happened, I was going to do a giveaway just so I can get my shit together. I'm going to do a giveaway when I hit 420, and that gives me a little more time to plan and get stuff together. But we're going to do some we're going to have some super fun giveaways. I'm not Johnny Genetics. I don't have a shit ton of seeds to give out, but I do have some stuff that I think could be really beneficial to everybody out there who grows or is just in the community or whatever. I think we can have a lot of fun with it. Big Nug, you lost 7 subs. All right, let me tell you something. Almost a week and a half ago, I was at 395 subs. And then out of nowhere, I lost like 7 to 15 overnight. And yeah, it's really shitty. I know some of it's the algorithm. I know some of it is we have people sub up that, you know, either their channels go away or stuff like that. But that night that it happened to me, it was not exclusive to me. It happened to Token Tom. I can't remember who else talked to me about it, but yeah. And it's like, all right, I wondered about that, Magic Frank. I did. Because somebody else was talking about Google having their dick in everything. Excuse my expression, but they do. They seem to think they can just poke it around everywhere. Yeah, that's another thing too. Hey, thanks, Grow and Grind. You have a super day. Oh, no, I read that wrong. You are correct in an authentic way. Jimmy John. Jimmy John. Good morning. Thanks for swinging in. All right, so getting back to my life is hard topic at hand. I'm going to start out and say that when I go to people's pages or channels, I watch their videos. I watch their videos from beginning to end. Now, do I speed up the speed sometimes? Absolutely. But one thing that I've suddenly learned as of recent is the that when I'm watching videos, I tend to watch them all the way to the end because there's a lot of really interesting stuff that can get said in the last 5-10 minutes of a video. So, what I realized as I was listening to one yesterday was not only are we a community here, but we as a community have no idea what we've done for each other. We don't. So I'll give you the synopsis of the end of this video. And it's not like it was a 5-minute video. It was 30 minutes, 32 minutes, something like that. And throughout the video, I'm watching this person's grow. And it's massive. It's like massive. And they're very involved in the community. They do breeding. They do all sorts of different stuff. And I get to the end of their video, and they made the comment that X number of months ago, they were ready to give up on everything. And you could read between the lines, and that wasn't just everything. They weren't talking about growing, they were talking about everything. And then they made the statement that if it wasn't for this community and the people that we have in here, they would have given up and been gone. And here they are. They have over 500 subs now, and they are probably one of the most giving people that I have encountered on here. And it just made me really think about it, that we don't realize how many of us are stressed with the regular rigors of life. We come here and we've got a handful of people that come here just to get high. We also have a group of people that come here and treat this like the medicine that it is for us. I mean, I can honestly say that I don't think that I would have made it. I would have been a lot less comfortable in the last 5+ years if I didn't have cannabis, you know? And to me, I think that's amazing. It brings us all together. It unites us. Does it help us relax? Yes, it does. So everybody assumes that just because we're a stoner, that's all we do is sit and smoke, that we couldn't possibly be stoned and successful, high and successful, whatever the case is. But, Everybody that has outside problems that doesn't smoke cannabis, why would we think that our community would be any different? And it's not. And I think that we owe ourselves a little good housekeeping and remember that we are a community and, we keep each other in check, but I think this whole mental health side of things is something that people need to not be afraid to talk about. I mean, I would be devastated to find out, that some of you are just having such a difficult time with things and don't have anybody to talk to. You know, on my front page or on my channel, I've got my email into there. I will be dropping as much as is probably a bad idea. Some other form of, email me if you're interested. And if you need to chat, here's my cell number, because I have dealt with those issues for about 25 years now. But I'll tell you where I stand with it now. And you guys can agree or disagree with me. But, I've probably been on meds for 25 years for mental health. And I thought about it the other day, and it's like, God damn it. When I go to the doctor, I go to the doctor to get better, not to stay sick. And it seems like they've had me in this perpetual loop for all that time. Well, we can fast forward to now. I'm down to only 4 different kinds of meds, which is a beautiful thing. I went from counseling monthly to counseling once a year. And that's huge for me. It's gigantic. And I thank it in part, a big piece of it, to how much more relaxed I am, how my pain is managed, and how I love growing. That's a big thing. Hold on a second. Let me catch up to the chat for a second, and then I'll come back to this. I bet you have, Magic Frank. I know that for a fact. Again, our community is giving. People think we're just a bunch of stoners who go out and rob people because we're drug addicts. I wish I was better on handling Instagram and Discord and stuff like that. I think ultimately I will get used to them. That's what my kids are for, to come over and show me. Cohort buds, once I reach $10,000, Senior Infinity will think about support. I don't think you need 10,000 subscribers, or is that what they told you? Because I know some people that have only got like 1,500 and are running with AC Infinity, Spider Farmer, and Mars Hydro. So, yeah, JC, then you found a good place to be. Because as you can tell, we all care about each other here in the channel. We're here, we're talking, engaging in, these conversations. But what's great is, we see each other out in the other channels, in the other lives, and like that. And it's nice. It makes you feel welcome, makes you feel wanted. There's nothing like being in a fucking room full of people and feeling like you're so isolated and like that. I don't know. Here, I don't get that. That's why I ask that we keep it a drama-free channel, and especially when people come in the channel that are new, or even people that aren't new, welcome them. Let them know you're glad to see them. But do they really, Magic Frank? That's a piece of shit. That almost pushes me off onto one of my other tirades and rants. And it's like you hook up with content creators, and then suddenly they get huge. And for some reason, their communication with some of us becomes lower and lower and lower. And I don't think it's because they don't want to talk to us. I think it's because they get busy and their level of people that they gravitate towards changes in the algorithm, I think. Because I will tell you, I get very few people bouncing across the front of my page with, that are content creators in the cannabis community that have what, you know, 80,000 subscribers, 250,000 subscribers. Now, there are content creators that I go to their pages that have all those numbers, but it seems like depending on where we are in the pecking hierarchy of subs makes a big difference on what we see and the chats and lives that we gravitate towards. I've started trying to go outside of that box to see what lies on the other side. I did find that in some of these chats, they don't have moderators and they have 300 people in there. Nobody's questions are getting answered, or if they are, it's so behind in the chat that the person's left the room. I like having these smaller personal chats. We got 18 people in here right now. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's getting a chance to talk that wants to talk. I know we got a lot of people kicking around listening in the background, and that's a beautiful thing too. I appreciate them bringing us along for the ride. Because, this channel is not just, this channel isn't me. It's all you guys. I mean, I don't do anything without you guys. It's great. I had that issue in my garden yesterday, bounced it out to a few people. Some people came back with, hey, do this, do that. Show my grow yesterday, and I must have had 5 people say to me, what's wrong with your grow? Had I not pulled all the yellow leaves, I should have showed you the piles on the ground of all the yellow leaves. I mean, you could definitely tell that these grow dots had ran out and there was nothing left to feed these plants. So, all right, I digress and we can go backwards, but we're going to get ready to smoke again in a second. I try to engage. I'm a talker. I may not stay on topic. I have a pad in front of me where I jot down notes from you guys and then try and lay out how my channel is going to run. But again, I will confess that at 60, my mind is not as sharp as it was. So that's why I get lost and travel off on my little tangents and tell my stories. You know what confuses me about some chats, and this is just me, though it's StreamYard. So on StreamYard, you can invite a whole bunch of people up, which is nice. But I noticed I go into some of these chats and everybody that's in the chat is up on the panel. And then the people on the panel aren't talking to anybody that comes into the chat because they're all talking to one another. And it's like, what the hell? I mean, I go into the live so I can talk to people. Hey, Jack, no problem. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, brother. Take care. Well, let me tell you, Kavort, it's like you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and do it. I mean, I hate to repeat myself like I have before, but I think my first live was 12 minutes long. And I finally did it, went up, a ton of people showed up. I panicked and got off like immediately, and then had to replan for the next time I was going to decide to do it live. That's cool to share that, JC. See, again, all different parts of the community. We don't have to be growers, and don't even have to be connoisseurs. But look at all the different parts of the industry that we have in here. We've got the growers who start out with that magical little seed. They go from there. Once there's the plant left, it's just, well, when the plant's growing, you've got all of your nutrient companies, your light companies, all your equipment companies. Trippy, what's going on? What time is it here? It is 6:29 in the morning. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, so, oh, I don't know where I was. Sorry, guys. I was trying to catch up with the chat and I lost my train of thought. If anybody knows what it was, hey, throw it in there and I'll see if I can remember. Homemade English muffins, now that slaps. How long you been baking for, JC? I know English muffins aren't the easiest thing in the world to do. I know, Brett. I know. Wouldn't it be great? You know, it would be great. Oh, I'm touching about how much we touch the industry with this one little cannabis seed. So during the growing process, you got nutrients, you got all the equipment. Someone's got to sell that stuff to you. There's another job. Even before you plant your seed, there's all the genetics companies that are producing the seed. So there's more jobs. Take a look at both that and the end result product. You've got advertising, you've got marketing, you've got merchandising. What doesn't our community touch? You know, but they don't want to make it legal. They question rescheduling it and all these other different things. When if they just sit back, they should understand that we are a gigantic force to be reckoned with throughout the United States, at least, and I'm sure in other countries. Do I have a Discord? You know, I do. So if you want to, damn it, I don't know how to use Discord. I've been on it like 3 times. I've only communicated with someone once, and that was Token Tom because I had to give him my address for some seeds that I won from him, which shout out to Token Tom. Those seeds, they're freak show. I have been wanting them for a long time. They came 100% intact, 10 of them, and I'm fucking excited for them. Excuse the language, but remember, everybody, I do swear a lot. And I love it that I get to swear on here. I don't do anything in my videos bad, yet they're all age restricted. Here seems to be on fine most of the time. So that's okay. I like that. Wow, JC, that's impressive. That is impressive. Eat healthy, organic, and fresh. You know, that organic thing is pretty cool, and I'll tell you why. When I was a manager at a local university for part of their food service, I turned around to one of my dining halls. We had all of their produce was 100% organic. And let me tell you, we went from serving maybe 75 people a night up to 400 because there was such a draw for it in the college campus. Hamish, what's going on? Good to see you here. Cavort, you got some stuff coming from Seedsman? My gelato OGs outside are from Seedsman. When I bought my can, they threw them in, as a bonus, which was freaking great. I cannot believe the difference in genetics. And I know that sounds stupid. Remember, I've only been growing cannabis for 5 years. That's it. But genetics is freaking huge, huge and gigantic. I'll tell you, I do want to get a hold of some Magic Frank seeds because he's got some fire shit over there. I will tell you. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I could grow and grind. You're doing a grow. Oh, you're doing a grow along with one of their autoflowers. That's awesome. That is awesome. I did a grow along with Hooligan Genetics, Jet Wreck, and it was interesting. Again, I'm not the genetics master. Don't forget that. But it just amazes me when I'm getting autoflower seeds, which I know are going to do whatever they want when you really get down to it. But both of the plants express themselves differently. One expresses itself like a sativa, one expresses itself like an indica. Just hadn't seen that before in autoflowers. When I've ran them in the past, I pretty much, everything stayed about the same. So it just struck me as odd. Food in America is the worst addiction. I guess I passed 12 years ago. Yeah, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that at all. Not even remotely. My aunt and uncle were just over here from Europe, and they live in France, and their son came with them too. I mean, they're old. Their son's in his 40s now, I believe it is. And it's amazing. They are fit, they are in shape. Even here, they sought out healthy alternatives to everything. And it's amazing. I've been over there one time and I could not believe the difference in portion size. And people were content. There was no, I need a plate bigger than my head to eat with a 46-ounce soda. All right, enough of me talking about that. Let me get back to the chat. Most breeders, they bring out 5 to 10 generations before sales. Okay, nice. Eat to live, not live to eat. That's very true. Very, very true. Wow, JC, that's a big difference. Big, big difference. I think at my highest, I was 306. That was in the height of my drinking career. OG, OG, OG. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Appreciate you hugely. You have a super awesome day. And again, thanks for stopping in. We got 19 people kicking around in here right now, and that is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And thanks for hitting that like. We got 13 likes this morning. I'm loving that. I'm thinking though that I've kind of slacked off on our smoke in here. I'm going to get ready to light up this pre-roll that I made with my awesome raw 6 shooter, which somebody bought for me. Don't know if anybody's ever seen this before. It's pretty cool. Basically, it's this. It's got different type holes in the top of it. You can make either 1, 2, 3, or 6 pre-rolls at the same time. Something different. Hey, Grow and Grind, I appreciate you so much for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll make sure once you're settled back in, shoot those notifications out, and I'll do my best to be there. Thank you, thank you. Thomas, you'll get your subs. Keep coming into the lives, communicate, talk to people, stay engaged. People sub up to you, get to that 50, and then you can go live. Thanks, Frank. It is pretty cool. I mean, again, is it a hokey little gadget that I maybe did or didn't need? Well, when I was in the height of thinking that I was going to be this, I don't know what, as a cannabis grower, I think, and I might be wrong. Good morning, Texas Tiff. That some of us get a little delusional in our growing. At least I did. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking, I go to the dispo, I go here, I go there at times. This is before I was growing. And I'm like, they want X amount for this weed. I'm growing weed. I can turn around, make my own pre rolls, do a bunch of stuff like that, pick up a little extra cash. So I ended up investing in some things like that and whatever else. And now they have become accoutrements in my wide collection of toys, trinkets, bongs, baubles, rolling papers, and everything else. Hey, thanks, Tiff. This is my Good Morning Weed shirt. I figured a good way to celebrate our day. We were taking, wow, we're 19 and 19 subs and 19 in the room. You guys are all rock stars. You really are. Again, I don't know what it does for the magic algorithm, but I know that all you guys being here, hanging out, chatting, really makes a big difference for, I think, the watch time algorithm, which I don't know. I've looked at that and it's like, I think you need something like 3,000 hours of watch time before you can. I don't know what the next piece of before you can is. I don't think it's anything that I even need to try and remotely accomplish. Yeah, how much you can. There it is. Woo. I knew which way to turn. There we are. Wine shindig. Holy shit. $24 for a drink. Wow. That's pricey. Pricey, pricey. Sorry, just catching up with the chat, guys. And I know I was just talking about lighting this up and then I sat it down. So I say, let's go, people. Let's go and get this going. Get this party started. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers, cheers. This pre-roll that I rolled up has Jet Rack in it, which was from Hooligan. Huh, who's that I don't recognize? You know, it's funny when I see these YouTube links go up, I have to discern who people are. For people whose names they've changed or whatever the case is. Let me scroll up here a second. I'm looking for someone. See if they bailed out already. Hey, Fire. See, I knew I missed people coming into here. If you're still here, Fire in the 520, I'm sorry I didn't catch you when you came in. We are good this morning. I hope you got your coffee brewed and that you were able to have a few nice sips at 3:30 in the morning. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy morning to stop in. Todd, what's going on? Todd Wilson, the most winning man on Token Tom's channel. Good to see you here. Oh, I absolutely want to hear you guys. I want to hear you guys. I'm going to talk with you guys. Hopefully, I can stay on topic. Country boy, what's going on? What is going on? Thanks for swinging in here. I appreciate you. Appreciate you indeed. Yep, I'm liking this. Wow, this thing's canoeing big time. And now it's on fire. Yeah, I was making a forest fire right in front of my face. Holy crap. Gorilla Glue 4, Dosey Dos, Northern Lights, etc. Kabort, what happened to your old channel? I saw you just mention that you wish you had your old channel. Yeah, I've got a different type of pre-roll tubes. Believe it or not, that I ordered off from Temu. I know that sounds stupid, but I did. I like them way better than the raws. Probably never be able to get them again, but I think I bought I don't know, it's a big, huge thing of cones. So, oh, your channel got removed? Damn. Oh, what's Temu? How the hell do I explain Temu? Temu, a company in China that makes a whole bunch of really cheap shit, but sometimes you occasionally get awesome good stuff. They used to have before tariffs great deals on pricing, no shipping. Yeah, that's right, Frank. Chinese Amazon. That's the best way to put it. But I got to tell you, I have gotten great stoner decorations for my room here, which my wife decided the other day. It was actually last night. She's like, they make these partition type things. And I'm thinking, so you want to put a partition around me? and keep me sealed in a little cubicle in the den so that I can have my privacy or something in here. I don't know. She's like, well, then you can decorate and people can see all your cool shit, your signs or whatever. So, wow, that sucks, Gord. That sucks. Yeah, JC. But yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff on there. Yep. Breaking. I think I'll move that to the side for a second. 57 subs. Hey, you know what else I want to ask you guys? You can do this. I am all about getting people to 50 subs. Excuse me. I'm coughing my head off again. Uh, for anybody who was over on again, I don't mean to keep defaulting to Token Tom, but yeah, when we see people that have 57 subs or whatever the case may be, yeah, let's get them to 60. Let's get them to where they need to be. So, anybody here, I don't know if you are or aren't familiar with Pizza Steve, but last night, I believe the seed giveaway that was done on Token Tom's channel had something to do with Pizza Steve, who's either just starting, just got a channel, but was looking for subs. So, if you guys have a chance, it's Pizza Steve Grows. If you want, I can see if I can throw his link in here if anybody wants to sub up to him. So hold on a second. Let me see. Give me a minute. I don't know if my screen's black or what it's doing, but let me see if I can go right here and find him. Yep, I'm going to throw a link for him in the stream if you guys don't mind. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot on his page right now, but again, let's get these people up and active in the community who are sharing the wealth of genetics, knowledgeable people that we want to communicate with and whatnot. GQ, good morning and welcome. Thanks for swinging by. I just saw that you came in. Thanks. Greatly appreciated. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Again, and if you don't want to, don't. We got to keep growing this community, watching out for one another, having each other's backs, and we're such a giving community. And again, it's giving in a lot of different ways, you know, and that's, I don't know. It's not, if I look back at at cannabis in the industry from, 20, 30, 40 years ago, what I grew up with, hell, that's even longer than that. But, back in those days, Z-Bud, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Back then, when you bought weed, you bought a nickel bag or a dime bag, unless you were buying big stuff. Your weed came already ground. It was full of, stems and stalks and seeds and all sorts of shit. In my area that do mail orders for it, trying to think. Back when I was buying stuff, a lot of those companies don't exist anymore. And I haven't ordered anything online, THC or THCA. I know that I had looked at Jay Grows because I've heard so many good things about Jay Grows. And I know that I believe Stone Stoner gets some of his products from Jay Grows, if I'm right. I could be wrong. If I am, Tiff, you're in here, correct me. You would probably know. Oh, you did start out growing when you were pretty young. So yeah, so getting back to that, your nickels and dime bags, you didn't see anybody growing a plant. And if you did, it was by accident because you were walking through the forest and you stumbled across it. So it's just different now. Everybody's growing. When you buy weed, you don't want it pre-ground. You want to see those buds. You want to know what you're getting. And we can provide that to the people, you know? Buying a zip of Acapulco Gold for 10 to 20 bucks. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's weird? My daughter just coming back from Colorado. I don't know where she was going, but she was talking about $20 and $30 zips at the dispo. And that blows me away. It really does. Let me rephrase that. I don't know what quality of weed that might be, but I'm sure it's nothing like what we grow. That's all I'll say on that. I'm going to catch up on this chat here real quick. Yeah, Magic Frank. Yep. There's a part of me that wanted to say in the beginning, because when I came into this, things were great, and from a if you are a commercial grower, things were great. Price of everything was way up here. Then we had COVID, and that pushed for all the growers to grow. But then with all of that, there was a huge delay. Then we went to some form of legalization for a number of states. I mean, I'm in New York. Everybody knows that. So, we were, I don't know, we're luckier than a lot of the states that are out there. I'll tell you that. I mentioned my sister being in Alabama, and I've yet to encounter anybody here on YouTube who lives in Alabama. And if they do, I don't know if they disclose it, but their penalties for growing there are brutal. Absolutely brutal. They pull your driver's license for 6 months. It's up to 6 months in jail, $6,000 fine, and it's an automatic felony if you get popped. I believe it's the second time. They changed the class of felony. The first time it's a felony, whatever, a lesser class, and then they bump it up by 2 classes if you get nailed again. So, yeah. Okay, Tiff. Yeah, Cavort, you are screwed there. That's like, I almost think that's worse than prohibition land, than prohibition rules or laws, penalties. Man, I'm moving my beverages all over the place here. Must be a little high at the moment. Oh, what do we got here? 6:53. I'm thinking it's time for a bong rip, people. Anybody on board? A hidden landing strip in Alabama. You know what? If it's there and I tell my sister about it, she'll find it. My sister does. She's actually very smart. Her and her husband are moving to Alabama for his job. He works for a big aluminum manufacturing company named Novellis. That's going to be gigantic down there, like twice the size of the local plant that we have up here in Oswego. And she does genealogy, ancestry.com, stuff like that. If you give her somebody's name, that's all she needs. Man, she could find the dirt on a bleached asshole. Let me tell you, she told me stuff about people that I talked to them about, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's true. And I'm like, how the hell did she find this stuff out? So, yeah, if it's there, she'll find it for me. I'll join shortly on the bong rip. Got to get all right. No problem. No problem at all, Fire. North Carolina does too. And Georgia. Huh. Ha ha ha. You're right, Cavort. You're very right. Huh. Cheers, everybody. God, I'm awful at saying that. I get so selfish and just fire one up by myself. Sorry, guys. Hey, Blazing. Sorry, I'm coughing. I gotta learn not to do that. Let me stop coughing. Is that why you don't post anything, Brett? I wondered about that. I don't care. I just wondered. Blazing Silver, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Sorry, I was coughing my head off when you came in. Joint time, Rabbit. Yes, yes. I think I'm actually going to relight the one that I had. What do we got here, Magic Frank? You are 100% correct, Frank. 100%. I ended up inadvertently getting some, and then I got to tell you, I smoked some of it. I had such a freaking headache that I just could not get rid of. Fucking ungodly. And when I woke up the next morning, it was almost like I had a hangover. And it sucked. It absolutely sucked. Yeah, I would believe that. I would believe that, Fire. That I would. Yeah, let me write this down. I got to get over to your channel again, Blazing. I have not been on there in a hot minute. Good morning, Tom. Thanks for swinging in. Let me write you down, Blazing. Blazing Silver. All right. Oops. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Let me go back here. Anybody see that? What did I miss? Was there a ghost or something behind me? Anything's possible. How's it going this morning, Tom? We're just kicking back, smoking up, talking, having some fun. We were chatting earlier about the community supporting one another, especially in the realms of mental health. We all have a lot going on, and sometimes we don't realize that a number of these people that we talk to on a regular basis deal with a lot of the same problems that we do, just might be afraid to talk about them. And I want people to feel that they can bring anything up in our chats and we aren't going to judge them, and we're going to support and be helpful. And I hope that goes on with everybody's lives. And I know it's not the case because, you know, we have the trolls that flame on through sometimes and like that. And I just hope that we can get past all those. But they are part of our community. They're part of the balance of everything. I mean, if everybody ran around here and we were all super rock stars, what fun would that be? You know, we watch people grow, we help people grow, we encourage people to grow. And I'm talking growing as people, growing like that, not just growing weed, though that's nice too. The alligator. You're very right, Gord. Very right. I'm just waiting to see what they're going to do with the rescheduling and all of that. I mean, here's my concern if they put it to a Schedule 3. I don't know how they're going to manage it. And I'll tell you why. Because Schedule 3, well, whatever they reschedule it to, it becomes a medicine then. I can't think of any medicines that I can manufacture in my own den legally. I can make whatever the hell I want in my den, in my house, whatever. But so that's my concern with rescheduling and how they're going to handle that. I don't think they can unring the bell of all of us growers right now in all the different states that have it legal. Who just came in that I missed? Upstate Grows. You most certainly did hear weed this morning. Dabs up. I got a pre-roll going. Everybody else is kicking around and smoking on what they're smoking on. Don't get me started on big pharma. I'll go on my conspiracy theories that probably aren't conspiracy theories, but I think big pharma and the doctors like to keep us sick because it's more profitable than having a cure. Again, I said earlier, I've been going to the doctors for mental health for 25 years to get better. Shouldn't take me, a quarter of a century to fucking get better. So, which things are much better now, but still the same. It shouldn't have taken 25 years and took a lot of initiative on my own side and cannabis too. Okay, I get that, Magic Frank. I'm sure there are a few, but I can't make aspirin in my living room or Tylenol with codeine. That I don't think I can do. Though it might be interesting to try. That's just it, upstate. Nobody's got time for it. Right, it is still a felony if you get caught, and yeah. Okay, JC, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't noticed a lot of flyovers here. I mean, we get stuff going to Fort Drum, I believe it is, and so we'll get helicopters and like that, but nobody's taking time to look in a field, I don't think. And I mean, our grows right now, I mean, I got 12 plants outside. My footprint isn't that big. But the only thing that would make them think I was growing is the change in my utility bill when I shut down my four tents. That's about it. 100,000 plants is crazy fire. That is. I know that I went and saw a commercial grow that's here local in Phoenix, New York, and they were running a little under 2,000 plants, and I was blown away by that. Just absolutely blown away. Is that Panda in here? Good morning, Panda. Morning, morning, morning. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in, and thank you guys for hitting that like button and subscribing up to one another. It's a beautiful thing. I guess he's been doing it for years. He's like 2 miles from me. Holy shit, upstate. That's pretty cool, though. Really? Oh, that sucks, upstate. Well, that's unfortunate. Gavort. Devil's Club. Sorry, I'm reading the chat, guys. I'm not ignoring you. You know, I probably did upstate, or it took place during my 7 years working my overnights. I didn't get a lot of news of the world then. It was I was working in an emergency room, so my world was focused around healthcare then, and I wasn't as engrossed and involved in this community as I am now. Ba 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 ba. What did Brett say? Grow enough for yourself and the hell with the rest. Yes. That is one thing I was talking earlier about my delusional thinking that I'd make money off from this or some money or whatever. No, now I grow for myself. I grow so I can let people try it because I'm proud of what I grow. And, I am growing for my children too because I'm a good dad. So I grow in total for about five people. Five, no, four, five, six. Six, and then whoever I want to share with, which is going to be kind of cool because I am trying to figure out some other things too. Like I said, uh, again, thank you to everybody who's in here for helping me hit 400 subs. I could not have done it without you guys. And I'm going to do a giveaway when I hit 420 because that gives me probably a month or so to get everything squared away and decide what I want to do for the giveaway. So, yeah. And then I don't know. I'm turning around and taking a look at getting some slaps made, some stickers, but I don't know a good place to go through. You guys are going to have to excuse me a second. It's time to let the dog out. He's barking. You ready to get up, buddy? Come on. Alexa, turn all lights off. What? Good morning. Good morning. You want to go out? Oops. All right, buddy. Go on. Yeah, for those of you who come into the morning chat, you know that at a certain time he gets up, he's got to go out. The other day it was pitch black in here. I went on really early and you couldn't even see him when I let him out. Yeah, feedback's huge, Fire. And maybe I don't know how it is for you guys, but you're growing a couple of different strains, and yes, you can alternate between them, but for me, sometimes my weed doesn't get me high anymore, and then I suddenly think it's shit. So I'll turn around and sit down and smoke with someone, and they're asking me why I'm not high. And I know there's tolerances and everything else, but that at least reinforces that what I'm growing is good. All right, dog's back at the door. Give me a second. Here, buddy. Here. Here. Sorry about that, everybody. Go sit down, buddy. What did I miss while I was gone? Used to breed 4 THCA plants. 4 people started telling me my weed was garbage, so I went back to full spectrum. Okay. Huh. I don't do carts. I don't know where it is. I do have a dab pen that I will bring with me. I smoke cigarettes too, as shitty as that is, but that I will bring with me when I go out to places that I can't smoke. I'll just rip on that because nobody seems to mind. It's okay for that. So that makes sense, Frank. That does. I only get them from people that make them. Okay. She's married to me. Nice, Court. Nice. Yeah, flour is my preferred choice, though I do enjoy concentrates. But as much as I enjoy concentrates from others, there's nothing that I like better than pressing my own, you know? And that's something that I'm going to try and do on one of these lives. Maybe it'll be a nighttime live. No, that's not fair. We'll probably do it a morning live because, again, I like being on it this time of day. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Absolutely. Refill that coffee. I'll pause for a second here and take a regularly scheduled smoke break in the middle of this. All right, Tiff, you get those feral children under control. Nice, Gavort. In my bonds. Blazing, what are you not a fan of? Did I miss something? Do 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 do. Oh, ball vape. Okay. I'm not familiar with that. Now I'm going to have to write it down on my magical pad. All right, let's do this. Sorry, I just flipped the screen away for a second. There we go. Oh, okay, it's like a dab rig for flour. Oh, you get burned off from it? There's no fun in that. No fun at all. Yeah, I like to try out some different types of products like that. I have Yocan. What the hell is it? Hold on a second here, guys and girls. Wow, you can tell I haven't moved this in a while, but it is this is old school. Come back here. This is the Yocan Hit. Just a vaporizer. One of my kids gave it to me. I've used it a few times. I should probably try it out again and see if that's something that I might enjoy. I heard the terp profile's different. Ha ha, blazing. Monkey Man. Thank you for swinging in. Appreciate you, brother. What do you got going on this morning, Monkey? So what's everybody got going on today? Wouldn't that be great, JC? It would. I wouldn't even need to hit that much. I wouldn't care. I'd take hitting shit. $1,000 I could reinvest back into the grow. $10,000 I could do house stuff in the grow. $25,000 I put power out to my big gigantic barn in the back, and I would turn that into just a complete fucking grow. Well, if you don't have anything to do, JC, there's nothing wrong with that. Good plan, Tom. Good plan. That is a good plan. I know that my plants outdoors, though, people went and looked in my videos and said, again, that they didn't see anything wrong with them. Trust me, there was. So I am deciding if I want to, and you guys can all call me a jackass, but do a mega heavy defoliation. Like strip them completely down. Let them just focus everything on the buds. Now, I know that's probably going to take me freaking 6 hours to do, but that's just because I'm older, so I take a lot of breaks. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of that, but I think that's what I'm going to do just to help out with. I don't like seeing all the yellow leaves. They just, because again, it's not the fade. It definitely was the nude issue. Monday cookout. So you're going to grab that grill. Good plan. Good plan indeed. Thanks everybody for hitting that like. 27 thumbs up. That's a beautiful thing. That is so great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Smoking in as little work as possible. Nice. That's nice, though. It really is. Get some people together, hang out, chat, have some gummies if you're gummying it, or whatever it is that you are choosing to do. I know, JC, you like your gummies, which I don't know. What are people's thoughts on gummies? Do you guys like them, or do you prefer like homemade edibles? Like stuff like your chocolate chip cookies, Rice Krispie treats. I don't know. I don't want to hint that it was a brilliant idea, but I heard mention of somebody baking a pineapple upside down cake infused the other day, and I never thought of it, which really pisses me off. But now that I am aware of it, it's something that's going to happen. What type of gummies do you get, JC? Yeah, I know it's your wife, Cavort. I just didn't want to call her out in the middle of the chat. By the way, tell her I said hi. Hope she's having a great day. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I know, Frank. Isn't that a freaking brilliant idea? A melted blob. Miss Amy's Creations. Flying monkey. Oh, she's asleep. Yeah. That's how it is with my night lives. My wife's current job that she's at right now, she gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then on Tuesdays she gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I understand how that is because she goes to bed early, some nights at 8:30. So those are the nights that you'll see me hop on a live and stay on until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, Tom, that's fair. I know a number of people that gummies don't do anything for them. Now, Tom, what about, again, Rice Krispie treats, chocolate chip cookies, stuff along those lines? Do those do anything for you or no? Because I have found that because I make strong can of butter, usually anything that I do baking wise, I have to try one first or half of one to make sure that I'm not going to wreck people. That's okay, Fire. We don't have a problem with that. Yeah, Frank. Yep. Yeah, I agree, Upstate. Excuse me. Some people, it just doesn't. It just does not. And I thought about calling bullshit on it one day, but I watched somebody eat alongside of me and they had nothing. So, Grizzly, good morning and thanks for swinging in. First time in here, which is awesome. I appreciate you. Going to get you modded up into here. And there we go. Perfect. Perfect. I'll give my quick little moderator lecture. Welcome everybody that comes into the room. I like everybody to feel included, inclusive. I remember how it was when I go into rooms, and still is at times, that, you want that contact. We're a drama-free zone, best that we can be. We have a lot of fun in here, talk about a lot of different things, and make sure you're subbing up to everybody that's in here, because that's a beautiful thing. And most of all, have a hell of a lot of fun. Say what you want, and yeah, beautiful thing. Understandable, Fire. Understandable. I know a number of different people in the area who grow. And like my nephew, he grows or he buys, but he only makes concentrates. That's all he does. 100%. That's it. He presses flour. I tried some of it. Is it ugly? Absolutely. However, is it good? Absolutely. So is it, it's the same thing with, he said to me, well, what are you going to do with all your trim? I want it all. And I told him, well, I use it, but that's, not working out, being resourceful, trying to maximize the flour and utilize the most of it that we possibly can. Sorry, just catching up with the chat, everybody. Making the bubble hashes. I have all the stuff to do it. If you guys would like, I could probably make a video of it or fuck around with it on a live one night. Set up my run off my phone out in the kitchen, though I don't know how good that would be. But yeah, we could turn around and have some fun looking at all, or if nothing else, show you guys all the shit that I have for doing it. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. He's trying to use the highest quality product to create the best. Understandable, Frank. Understand. So what do you do? If you don't mind me asking, do you just discard your trim? Which there's nothing wrong with it. It's yours. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. I will tell you that commercial grow that I went to, everything, they reutilize that whole plant. They turn around and when they're pulling clones, because they're doing living soil, everything goes back into the soil. They sit there, they'll pull clones, they'll trim the leaves, everything right back on top of the soil to get that magic working on top of there. And it's just, yeah, that's phenomenal. Sorry if I went off in a different direction. Do it live. Well, I can try. That would be fun. That'd be fun. Yeah, absolutely. When you guys sub up to one another, either tell them in the chat or yeah, drop a comment or something on their page, because it's hard at times to turn around and figure out who subbed up to you so that you can go back to their so you can go to their channel. I found a spot in YouTube that I was able to see all those. Hold on a second. I got another dog to go outside. Come on, buddy. Come here. You can say hello to everybody. This is my pug. His name's Otis. He's 13 years old. He's an old man. All right, buddy. What? You want to go on? Say hi to everybody. Nice fire. Nice. I have heard of. Wait a minute. I'd love to try that coffee mushrooms. Shy, what's going on? I didn't see you come in. Thanks, thanks. Appreciate you being here. There's channel YouTube ad feature. Oh, okay. That's another thing too. People having private or public accounts. I didn't really think of that until I saw an area the other day, and it told me that it just was weird. It had nothing next to it for me to subscribe back or anything. So, holy smokes, everybody! 30 likes this morning with 14 you still here in the room. Wow, that is fantastic. Ah, it's the dog protecting me from my daughter. I don't know why. Or it might be her boyfriend. I know she got up. She got to head to work in a few minutes. So, yep, just be me and the dogs chilling out here today. Shy, what do you got going on? Again, thank you for stopping in. You guys are great. What do we got for time here? We'll run this for about another 19, 20 minutes. Think I'm going to get another bowl ready so we can rip. Take out one of my preloaded ones. I think I'm going to clean glass today. I try every other day, and being that it was more than just me and my wife smoking yesterday, my recycler got all beat up, and it's pretty gross at the moment, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I've had it a lot worse. So, yeah, I got my coffee still. Whew, about half a cup left. Roberts, what's going on? What is going on this fine morning? It is a great day. Sun is out. Today we are supposed to be, I believe, into the low to mid 70s, which I'll take. No rain in the forecast, which is good. And yeah, yep. I don't know what everybody else is supposed to be like, but that's a win for a day for me right now. We had yesterday, I think, was in the 60s. No, day before was in the 60s, mid 60s. So that wasn't too bad. A little bit of a breeze. Well, a lot of a breeze here coming out of our empty field that we have across the street. Seems to hit the front of my garage and then go into like a funneled V. And of course, all my plants are behind the garage. So everything in my raised bed has a tilt like this to it. So nice, Cavort. Nice. She's going to bring some of that pineapple upside down cake. I swear, if I do decide to make that, oops, hold on. I guess that was an alarm reminding me of something. If I decide to do that, I will eat it on here. Not the whole thing, but I'll have a piece of it on here, definitely. mushroom coffee. Mushroom coffee, mushroom tea. Yeah, that's pretty good. You guys know I grow mushrooms too. I eventually am going to put a little video in there of them, but right now the mycelium's just starting to spread on the bag, and that's not really too exciting. It spreads like a quarter of an inch to half an inch, a week right now, or every 3 or 4 days. So I probably got another solid month before it's going to be fully colonized, and then I'll probably post the picture from the beginning when I inoculated the bag, X amount of time later, when the mycelium first started to grow, and then when I get to break it all up when it's spread enough, and then like that. But it just doesn't make a sense to post a weekly update of a fucking bag that's doing nothing. Yeah, Fire, this is my third time growing mushrooms. First ones I grew were F pluses. They were good, but a really emotional mushroom. Like you went to emotional places with it, which was cool. Both sides of it, sad emotions, happy emotions. You had both of them in there. And then I grew lizard kings. Those are the ones that I inadvertently took 4.6 grams of the other day. Love you too. I'll see you later. Yep. Bye. That was my daughter leaving for work, her corporate job, as she calls it. Uh, yeah. So I inadvertently took 4.6 grams of them and was high and tripping balls for almost 7 hours, which I enjoyed. It just was a little longer than I anticipated, but the visuals were tremendous. Miss Amy, hey, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. We're just kicking back, having some coffee, having some chat. Do, 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 do. Here she comes to wreck my day. All right, the other dog's got to come back in. Give me a second, guys. Come on, buddy. Old man. Hold on, you'll get your treat. There, buddy. Don't do that, Nugget. That's gross. Dogs are gross at times, let me tell you. Knock it off. You're not going to fight this morning. Nice, Shy. Nice. Had to make a cup of coffee. Miss Amy, you never done shrooms? I did not do them my first time until about 3 years ago. And I enjoyed them. I started out with, there was a company called Polka Dot, and they made mushroom chocolate bars. Each chocolate bar had 3.5 grams of shrooms in it. That was my first experience with shrooms. Those mushroom bars, I can't even describe how good they were. So then after that, when I couldn't locate them anymore, I sought out some actual mushrooms. Had them a couple of times, enjoyed them, and then saw that you can get the all-in-one grow bags. I bumped into a guy in the hydroponics store who grows and breeds them, and he helped steer me through the whole process. And in the meantime, this guy broke the 100-gram club growing penis envies. I'd never seen a 100-gram mushroom. I mean, the thing's like bigger than my cup. It's insanity. Absolute insanity. Holy shit, Fire. Again. See, I didn't even think of it. My stoner ass did not even think of that, but holy shit, I can do that. That's fantastic. Feed the cows and some mushrooms. Yep. That's what people say. They used to go through the fields and find them in in cow pastures on the cow manure. You know, I don't know. My last if you guys don't mind me talking about shrooms for a minute, my last batch that I ran, the Lizard Kings, I got 2 really good flushes out of it, and then I got a third smaller flush. So there was nothing really happening with the bag. There was a couple of pins left on the side. So I said, fuck it, shut down the tent, zipped it back up, and said, I'll deal with this when it dries out. Fast forward, 3 weeks later, I open up that tent. I probably had at least an ounce of mushrooms that had grown as the bag dried out. And unfortunately, they had went to spore. And then on top of that, there was a different type of mold on the opposite side of the bag, like a black mold. It wasn't like the nice white mycelium. So I took what I could off from there. There was some that I did salvage, but not a lot, a couple. So I take the bag and I throw it outside where my compost pile is. I shit you not, 4 days later, I go out and there's mushrooms growing. So I ended up being able to pick probably another 3 grams off from that, which is pretty nice. You're originally from South Phoenix. South Phoenix. Oh, but you live in PA. Where were you in the Northeast, if you don't mind me asking, Fire? Isn't that the truth right there, Tom? Now, I've never been to a dead show, but I spent 40 years in the food service industry, and some employees that I had, even though they all worked full-time jobs, there was 2 of them that always had to take the whole summer off because they followed the dead tour. Hey. Yes, that was me shooting the dog with water because he's bothering the other one on the sofa. Yeah, you'll hear him fight in a minute, probably. Got a mystery seed that blew in your yard and it's growing? Nice. Oh, Massachusetts fire? Nice. I went to college in Rhode Island and spent a lot of time in Massachusetts, and then I ended up landing in Connecticut for about 13 years. So I moved back to upstate New York. Yeah, a lot of fun, Tom. Real lot of fun. Real lot of fun. What's the hospital? Now it's the prison, Durango? That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Excuse me a second, guys. Come on. Here. It's open for you. Okay? Don't bother him. Let him get some rest instead of beating him up. I'm gonna. It's going on my list of things to do after I shut down. Durango Hospital and Prison. You wear pink there. You mean like the jumpsuits that they wear? Hey, Jess, no problem. I appreciate you being here. Glad you hung out with us. You have fun with the garden. And I don't know, we'll catch up. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Pink underwear and shirts. That's funny. Well, I did say I was going to pack up this bowl. And I did. So, look what we got here. Got the Master OG going again. Everybody that's in here, let me know what you're smoking on. or if you're edibles or vaping or hitting the bong, hitting the vape, hitting, what am I thinking of? Dab rig, dabs, dabs, dabs. I didn't do a dab tonight or this morning. Sorry about that, everybody, but there's still time. JC's got GMO. Cheers, everybody. Nice. Nice, nice. It was a squash seed. You had us all excited that some other kind of seed blew into your yard, and out of nowhere, you had a cannabis plant growing. Wow. I don't know if I'm disappointed or not. And no food grew? That's kind of a bit of a bummer. What do you got going right now, Fire? And you know what? I gotta swing by your channel. We'll do it this way. Oh, yeah, you got a lot of awesome stuff going on over there, Fire. Nice. Super nice. Go for it. Hasn't cleaned thunder from last hit. Lilac Diesel. No problem, Fire. No problem. I got to check out. Again, I am trying to hit everybody's pages that come in and out of here as well as others because you guys are so awesome. And, the stuff that you're growing just blows me away. And I get to steal a lot of ideas from your pages. Excuse me 1 second again. My dog's got to go back out. I'm sure he's got to go look and see where the other dog went to the bathroom because that's what gross dogs do. Take a few minutes out there, buddy. That's awesome, Miss Amy. Awesome. Good. Want you guys to sub up to each other? I know it is hard because the chat moves. And I got to be careful sometimes because the chat moves. I had somebody else and then I'm almost, I don't know, blocking them from the chat. It's like, holy shit, I don't want to do that. Nope, not at all. So what are we rolling up on here? Excuse me, I'd lost that. So what do you guys want to do? Do you want me to, hey, kick it in mama, what's going on? Ooh, you're in here. We got to get you modded up. Let's go. Perfect. All righty. So I got a choice here. I can do this live for 1 more minute, or I can run it till 8 o'clock. I'm thinking I'll leave it up to you guys. I can either shut it down now or run it for another 15 minutes. Got 19 people here in the room. So, yeah. I don't know. Let the dog back in and you guys let me know what you want to do. Here, buddy. There's a treat for you. That's for you. Now go be good. And don't bother your brother again. Please. 8 o'clock Amish. All right. 15 minutes. Keep it up till we get with you. 8 o'clock. All right, 8 o'clock it is, people. We will keep running this. This is good. This is perfect. Perfect. On that note, since I sat this down before, I'm going to relight this bad boy. Perfect. 15 minutes and 50 seconds, please. Oh, okay. That's fair. It's going to be excuse me. Woo. Hey, welcome back, Tiff. All right. Miss Amy, you asked for it. We are going to do a dab. Give me a second to get this open. This container's brutal. It's the lemon haze that I ripped on last night. Can't forget about the second unknown. Ba, 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 ba. I'm loving it. Here I'm fighting with this container instead of chatting with you guys at the same time. Come on, you know you want to come open. There we go. Alrighty, this is what we have. This is. We'll go this way. Let me kill this light for a minute. Well, that's not really too much better now that I think about it. So I'm going to flip the light back on. But you get the gist of what we got. It is a lemon haze. We're going to fire up the Bomb rig. 5 clicks gets it going. Beep. It'll come up, change colors on recommendation of, well, let me change this a second. I am running at 450 degrees for this. And that's up from what I was running. I was running at a 420, believe it or not, because I really enjoyed that. But it, I don't know, the recommendation was push it up and see what happens. And I'll tell you, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. There we go. The stuff is icky sticky. Trying to get a pretty good dab of it so I can show you guys. Boy, that's bright today, but there we are. All righty. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, child is off to school. It's a beautiful thing. A little bit of freedoms there. I'll try and get some more of this in here. I'm struggling a little bit with it today, probably because there's so little left in here. You know, that could be a big piece of it. Sorry, guys. It's taking me a second here. Alrighty. I think we've got a fair amount in there. Close her up. And here we go. We are heating up. While we're waiting to heat up, do my quick little bit of housekeeping here. Hey, thanks everybody for in here. That's in here right now. I see we got 20 people. Thank you very much for hitting that like button. We got 36 thumbs up. That's a beautiful thing. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody that's came in the chat. If I do, I apologize. We are at 390 degrees, hitting 400, 420. 442, 450. Let's go, people. Dabbing it up here. Ooh, man. Wow. Wow. Woo. Excuse me, everybody. Wow. That was quite the dab, let me tell you. Woo. Well, Brett, I was glad I could be on. Oh, yes, for me, very much so. Excuse me. You know, that's true. I need to learn how to invite people up on here because I don't know how. And I need to learn how to do StreamYard if I want to, because I think that could be fun because you can invite multiple people up. So it's something that I'll figure out, hopefully sooner rather than later. I've went up on other people's lives before, you know, but even that, I'm still navigating a lot of it. Thanks, Frank. Thank you very much. Whew, man, that dab. You know, they say a dab will do you. That did me. That did me indeed. Grizzly, grizzly. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I think I need to bring a small Keurig in here right next to my desk. That'd be nice. Just let the coffee get kicking right up through. That'd be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That, I already surround myself with my drinks. I have my coffee. I have my Pepsi. What the hell is this? Pepsi Cherry, zero sugar. I don't know that. Couple of waters, couple of bongs, dab rig, bunch of bowls, all sorts of different crap. Yeah. Thank you, Tiff. I appreciate it. I don't think I've ever worn it out even, but I saw it hanging in my closet this morning. I'm like, damn it, why not wear it? It's just kind of cool. Maybe I will tool around town with it on today. I don't care. Are you do a before and after video making English muffins? Now that is going to be pretty sweet. Let me do this real quick so that I can make sure. Perfect. Let's do this and do that. All righty. This way I can make sure when people are dropping their vids that I get them. I have to go in and make sure that I have hit my subscribe all for notifications, because I found out that I went in and was looking at people that I had subbed to. There's a little area somewhere in YouTube, and I forget where the hell it is, but that it tells you all the people that you subscribe to with all notifications on. Now, I'll share something with you. If you take the number of subs that I have right now and probably multiply it by, I can't even tell you, but I sub to a lot of people. You know, if I'm a moderator in somebody's chat or people are dropping links, I am looking, I'm checking out the people's pages, I'm subbing to them, and so the long story short is, let's say I've subbed up to 1,200 people. They only had in there that I have subbed up with notifications on to 83 people. So now I found I'm going back to pages. I'm having to re-up that, and hopefully I'll get the notifications. But it pisses me off that YouTube just blows people off your channel for no good reason at all. Especially us. We're our community. Leave us alone. Whew. I didn't realize how bright the sun is behind me. Jeez, give me 1 second here. It's like God's coming in or something. All right, I think maybe I thought it was a little better, but it's probably not. Yeah, vitamin D. Holy smokes. Yeah. It's like I could put one of those, I don't know, those lenses that they get out of a TV, the big lenses that used to come out of them. And you can make some sort of focusing light through it. I don't remember what it's called. And goddamn, it'll melt metal. It'll burn things up. It's impressive how it focuses the energy from the sun. Well, I could throw one of those over there and probably light the fireplace with it. You're asking me what are my thoughts on sleeping streams? Well, let's see. I don't understand them at all. I do know of people who have their grow going on a sleep stream. They have music playing in the background, and they let people know when they're going to be coming back on their channel. So I don't know the reasoning for them to leave it on. There's a couple of them that I go to and just let the music play and chill because their camera pans back and forth. So it's cool. I don't know if they have it stuck on the fan or whatever it is. I don't even remember whose page it is, but it amused me. So, but the sleeping ones, yeah, I don't get. I don't get. Everybody can do whatever they want on their channel. So, and again, if they're part of the Canna community, we're going to support them. But I don't know. You know what? I'm going to ask someone, because I have 2 people that I'm subbed up to that do them. I never really thought about it. Comment or you're deleted. I'm not letting anyone watch me sleep. That's right. Yeah, right, Field. That would be my luck. All the blankets would fall off the bed, and there's my fat ass showing to everybody it would probably happen 2 minutes after I fell asleep. So the full night, 8 hours of my ass cheeks, that would be freaking beautiful. JC. I know YouTube Grizzly does a bunch of shitty stuff to us in this community. And I don't know if it's prevalent in other communities in on YouTube. I don't think anybody gets beat up as hard as us. You know, I mean, again, no rhyme or reason to age restriction. And a lot of you guys who have had to file appeals lately, I understand, have lost and have lost in like record time, like a less than a 3-minute decision. So, oh, Zill, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. I mean, look at days when you lose like 8 subs in a day. You know damn well that it's highly unlikely that 8 people really all unsubbed from you in a day. That could be, JC. You're probably right. I don't know. I don't watch the news, so unless it's on YouTube or Facebook, I don't believe it. No. I trust me, in talking to my sister every day, she keeps me up to date on all current facts and everything like that, which makes life a lot easier. So, yep. I know, Tiff, and I take it personally. I'm like, what the hell did I do? How did this happen? And I've had that happen with a couple of people that have me blocked, but can't unblock me. Like they don't know why I'm blocked. I can talk to them in all sorts of other chats, but I can't go on any of their lives. I'm invisible. It's like, what a piece of shit. Yep, and that's just it. Remember how I was talking earlier about life is hard? Because that's the shit that we have to deal with. That's what goes on in our heads. Hey, Wild Bill, cheers, 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 cheers. But we lose subs. What do we do wrong? We internalize it, not realizing that we got all this AI tomfuckery out there that we have to deal with all the time, and the bots and the everything else, and the underage kids, and the occasional troll and all that good stuff. But it wears on us. It does, emotionally, mentally, physically. Ah, that's why we need to stay tight as a community, and not let us take that stuff personally. My last video that I posted, I have a problem in my grow. End of story. Did I want to post a video about it? No, because I kind of felt like a dickhead. It's like I should be able to fix this myself. But what did I do? I was smart for once and reached out to some of you guys out there, and you helped me out. So thank you for that. Channels making dollars are shut down. There is some truth to that. I know a couple of big channels that kind of disappeared, and they were doing very, very well. A lot of sponsors, a lot of stuff like that. So, yeah, there are a number of sites out there, I think, that are heavily botted, because I don't understand the jump. Seymour, Seymour, Seymour. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. Indeed, indeed. Thanks. It's too bad I don't have coffee set up here. I could like hand you a coffee as you like roll through and head out to get on to your day. That'd be kind of nice. I had one of my videos. I think it was like 4 videos ago. If you go back and look, I'm not asking you to look at the video, but look at the number of people that watched it. And when I went back into my analytics, it basically said that I ended up on like somewhere in the front page or in a something of where people, where the main group of people, when they sign into YouTube, what they get on for their opening page. But never in my life. I mean, 320 views on a video of mine is absurd. So, yep. So something happened there with the algorithm or whatever. Galaxy, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am here having a grand old time. Thanks for stopping in with this great group of people. We got 19 people in the chat right now, and holy smokes, 38 thumbs ups. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. And a shout out to everybody that is in here for helping me get to 400 subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And as you know, couldn't have got here without you. Shout out to everybody from all aspects of the community, whether you're a grower, a consumer, marketing, merchandising, and even the I bumped into somebody the other day who is a grower of psychedelic succulents. That was how he described himself in my chat. Sal, I don't remember his screen name like that. I know Sal is in there at the end of it, but another amazing part of the community. But I appreciate all of you super, super much. Oh, I do, Hamish? Nice. Nice indeed. I would believe it. I would believe that, Seymour. I think it's great to help the smaller channels. I started talking about that earlier, and the long and short of what I was saying is some of the content creators that I communicated with in the past, some of them have gotten fairly big. And I don't want to say they forgot about us, but it was like they moved on to a different tier in the cannabis community. So that's something that I think we should break down the barriers of because, we have in a way, I got a couple of people who have subbed to my page who have 100,000 plus subs that are in the cannabis community. You know what the coolest part of it is? The reason that they have 100,000 subs is, I think, because they do frequent lives, they kick back, they hang with the people, they talk to the people in the chats. And I think that makes a huge difference when you're connecting with the people that you're in here with. Oh, see you, Tiff. You have a great day. Oh, man, I am after 8 o'clock after saying I was shutting down at 8 o'clock. So I think, guys, I should probably wrap this up. Galaxy, I'm sorry that you came in a little later. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to be running at least 3 days a week with these early morning chats starting at 5:30, 5:45. No, Mr. Saying don't go. I'm losing my voice from talking so long. We're coming up on 2.5 hours. So, hey, yeah, we should run this out. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. You guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Don't forget, say hi to people in lives when you're in them, when you're in the chats. If you stop by somebody's page, drop a comment for them. It's going to make their freaking day. You have no idea. Absolutely no idea. So, peace out, everybody. Love you all. Have a good one. See ya.